Hey guys, welcome back and happy Sunday. Happy holidays, guys. Okay, so Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, any other holidays. Right now, it's kind of really funny. Last night, we went and did Christmas Eve with my family. We did White Elephant, and when we did White Elephant, after that, we decided to have a meal, and I took out my fake tooth after having my little surgery thing, and I accidentally threw it away. So now I am toothless, not homeless. Homeless, not toothless. I'm not homeless, but I'm toothless. Toothless, not homeless. Okay, guys, we're back to talk about Tamra Judge and Teddi Mellencamp, who's slamming the hell out of Bethenny Frankel over a Watch What Happens Live interview and her RHOBH podcast. I don't necessarily understand this, but we're going to break it down. And Bethenny is revealing which former RHONY co-stars that she's still in touch with, because she's not coming back, but that doesn't mean that it's over. If you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And I'm just trying to make sure that my gap tooth is not showing. Love you guys. Let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys. So according to Reality Blurb, it looks like another set of housewives are coming for Bethenny Frankel. If you're going to take a shot at this bee, you better not miss. And she said that multiple times. And her heavily criticized Real Housewives unoriginal rewatch podcast, if you're asking Jeff Lewis. Well, RHOBH, this is her podcast to tell her story. She's talking about it. She's mentioning it all. And she's getting criticism from the RHONY cast, who most of them are saying, oh, wow, well, we don't care because she's just going to talk shit about us. And then you have Jeff Lewis, who's calling it unoriginal. And a lot of people are just giving her shit because they feel like she simply trashed the show for so long. Teddi Mellencamp and Tamra Judge did not take kindly to Bethenny's showdown with Andy Cohen and fellow guest Jeff Lewis on Watch What Happens Live. During the showdown, Andy called Bethenny hypocritical for launching the podcast, and Bethenny, she claimed her version of a rewatch podcast was different than others because she wasn't fired or a disgruntled employee. Is she wrong? I don't know if she's wrong with that. The one thing I really don't care for is Jeff said to me, okay, so tell me what's different about your podcast than any other recap housewives. And she goes, well, I wasn't fired. What the hell does that have to do with anything? You're an ex-housewife and it doesn't matter if you got fired or you quit. What does that have to do with that being different with your podcast? It's just another one of your jabs. That's what Tamra asserted on the show. No, it does, because she's not coming from a place of, I'm so angry. She's coming from a place of they're continuously asking her to be on the show, and she's deciding whether or not she wants to be on the show, which obviously she opted out. And now she's doing a podcast talking about her experience, but not from a disgruntled point of view. You see? That's what that means, right? Teddi agreed, wondering out loud why Bethenny is so defensive and bitter about the questions surrounding the podcast, especially when Bethenny claims that she can go back to RHONY whenever she pleases. Bethenny kept saying to Jeff Lewis how angry he was because he was fired, because she wasn't fired, and she could go back at any time. And I'm like, great. But if you go back at any time and you don't want to be back, then what are you so angry about? Teddi previously revealed her thoughts on Bethenny during a December 2022 episode of the podcast. And she said, this is something that you wanted to do. Clearly, you have a deal. You are making good money. Why are you so defensive about it? Just laugh. Take a joke. Be like, yeah, you know what? I changed my mind. I'll do anything for money. Teddi, all I can say is Teddi. Bethenny is going to eat your ass alive. She's going to eat her alive. She's going to eat her alive. Okay. Moving on, Bethenny still has some friends in the housewives world, despite the negativity coming her way. Speaking to Decider earlier this month, Bethenny revealed that she's in touch with former RHONY co-stars Sonia Morgan, Dorinda Medley, and surprisingly, Ramona Singer. And her and Ramona have been boasting the hell out of each other. They've been supportive of each other. They've been pushing each other out there. I actually like this new dynamic between Ramona and Bethenny, but they also said that Ramona has calmed down a lot. Ramona said she's calmed down a lot. Is it true? I don't know. I'm not going to be the judge of that. It's so funny. Sonia Morgan texted me yesterday. That's what Bethenny told the outlet. Dorinda Medley texted me after Watch What Happens Live to say, I hope you do come back, which I always say is very gracious and flattering. Ramona Singer has been texting me, asking me for some business advice. So that's new and different. And I'm always open to giving business advice. And then I have sort of an Instagram-ish, TikTok-ish relationship with some other housewives that I've never even met. What? Okay. Bethenny has no plans to return to RHONY or the upcoming spinoff RHONY Legacy, and she had no qualms about making that fact public. She's like, no, bitch, not today. I am not going to Peacock. I'm not going to RHONY Legacy, and I am not going to be a part of your show that Ramona calls the loser show, Loser Legacy, right? It's not something that seems like it's appealing to me. It's like a hodgepodge when they already have a couple series of hodgepodges of everyone mixed together. So this is a hodgepodge of people who used to be in one city. Bethenny said during an April 1st episode of her podcast, Just Be, referring to Legacy. It's a little unclear and confusing to me. Well, fear not, Bethenny, because if you're not going to be on the show, then nobody really cares at this point. Guys, I don't want to just give you this information and not ask your opinions. I'm so curious what you think about this. And Bethenny not wanting to be on the show, wanting to be on the show. Do you want to be on the show? Do you not want to be on the show? Are they not offering you enough for the show, but you're doing a RHOBH podcast, which you're doing the RHOBH podcast, and they're probably not paying you a shit ton of money for that? What is happening? So I just want to hear your opinions. Go ahead and comment below. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And also don't forget that we will be going live for our members only Let's Whine About It on Monday. And then, of course, right after, we don't have Potomac this week. We don't have Salt Lake City this week. This is going to be an interesting week. So we'll have other things that are coming up. And we'll keep you posted. And we'll keep posting polls in the community tab. Love you guys. Bye. What the fake dude.